How's it going, amazing people of YouTube? TJ here again with my review of the iPhone XS Max. So I guess you could say Apple really took it to the max, haha, with this update to the iPhone. And I would say this is, no pun intended, the largest upgrade that Apple has ever given the iPhone. Because not only do we have this new beautiful 6.5-inch OLED display, which I'll get to in a second, but Apple has really told us as consumers where they are going in the future with the iPhone, with the XS Max. So yes, you can still get the standard size iPhone XS, and by all means, that's still an excellent option. It's literally the same thing, but just a little bit smaller, and that's preferably for people with smaller hands, who just prefer smaller phones in general. But if you prefer bigger phones like many people do, you are going to just be over the moon happy with the XS Max. And I'll get into why in a second. But I'll also say that I've been reading for the last day or so that some users are reporting having issues with wireless connectivity. I have not experienced any such issues with either Wi-Fi or LTE connectivity. So no issues here. But it doesn't mean that it's not happening to some people, just I have not experienced it. So that being said, let's get into the design and performance of the XS Max. Easily the most stunning thing about the iPhone XS Max is its 6.5-inch OLED display that Apple is calling the Super Retina display. It is just stunning, and that's an understatement. The colors are so vibrant and so rich. It's easily one of the best OLED panels on the market in a phone. And I know all of my Samsung lovers out there are going to just pounce on me for saying that, but it is true. It's just stunning, plain and simple. And I believe this is the future of the iPhone. This is where Apple intends to take its phones. You can tell in every design element of the XS Max. Now, I do also realize that not everyone prefers massive-sized phones like this. So if you have smaller hands or just overall prefer smaller phones, you can of course always get the standard iPhone XS. But it is just so nice to have the 6.5-inch display. And I would argue that for most people, the size of the XS Max is preferable. So the entire device is glass, so you will definitely want to have Apple Care or some kind of insurance either through SquareTrade or your carrier. Definitely do not play it fast and loose with this thing, guys. It's a very expensive device, and if you do end up damaging it, it will cost you a pretty penny to get this thing fixed. Up to, I believe, $600 for certain damage to the phone, if not more. So, yeah, like I said, definitely don't play it fast and loose with this. Get the Apple Care insurance. It's only $10 a month, and it's only a $29 deposit for screen damage and $99 for other damage. So, not bad at all. So, in terms of my thoughts on the device, I think it goes without saying that I absolutely love the iPhone XS Max's design. There's not much to not love about it because it's just a huge iPhone. And that's, I think, we've been wanting, and I say we collectively, meaning I would argue a lot of people, have been wanting this size iPhone for a long time. Of course, we have the Plus models of the iPhone for years now, but it was always hindered by the antiquated bezels and the home button, and with those gone, we now get this nice, beautiful 6.5-inch, almost all-screen design, which of course the notch is cleverly hidden with this wallpaper. But even when the notch isn't hidden, I would argue it's really not a big deal, and it doesn't deserve any points off for the notch. The notch is something that you adjust to naturally. In most cases, I would say 99.9% of people adjust to the notch. It's not a big deal, and it really just doesn't take away from the overall design element of the phone. So in terms of design, of course, a solid 10 out of 10. And in terms of performance, it goes without saying the A12 Bionic chip is just awesome performance, you probably will not realistically utilize even half of the performance of the A12 Bionic. And the GPU performance, you can play amazing AR games on this thing. They showed off a couple at the keynote, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come. If you're into AR gaming, there is so much you can do with this thing. Again, it's a beast of a device, and really just is Apple's prime example of what they are going to do with the future of the iPhone. Apple also says that Face ID has been upgraded, and in my testing, it seems slightly faster, but nothing dramatically increased over last generation Face ID. So that leaves me with my last topic for this review, and that's of course the price tag. You can't forget talking about the price tag because it is an ungodly expensive iPhone. The XS Max starts at $1,100 and it goes all the way up to almost $1,500. Now, of course, that highest price tag is for the 512 gigabyte model, and it goes without saying that most people will never actually pay that much for this phone because of carrier installment plans. But it's still worth noting that if you're paying out of pocket, you're going to pay a lot of money for this phone. So my advice is obviously go with the carrier plan and pay it in installments and do the yearly upgrades so that you truly never pay full price for these phones, because if not, it's just absolutely insane. So that brings me to my conclusion of this review. I hope you guys found it useful. Anything I did forget, I know I just thought about this now, the battery life. I want to say battery life is much improved over the iPhone 10. So that being said, now I've covered all of it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. I hope it was helpful, and I highly recommend it. If you guys love huge phones, this is the iPhone for you. XS Max is just awesome. As Donald Trump would say, huge. It's huge. I'm sorry. I'm not so supportive, but I just have to say that. With that being said, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.